taking a huge swing. It's not like you're taking small swings. These guys are taking big swings in all those games. And I think that, to me, is the hallmark of a math player. They're literally trying to hit home runs when the timing is proper, which, again, opposite of probably what you thought about them. We have been rolling through here different personality types. Today we're going to talk about the mathletes, the guys who rely solely on the math to make their gambling decisions. And here's how it looks. The mathlete is more mechanical. The mathlete knows all of it, has all the knowledge, has all the math, has all the things compartmentalized and memorized, and plays in a way that suits that purpose. They are fixated, as you'll see here in a minute, fixated on the truth of math, and specifically on the house edge. How do we define a mathlete? My first way to describe a mathlete is that they are the house edge hero. Everything with them is about the house edge. Okay, they'll avoid games that have a high house edge. A mathlete will probably never play roulette. They'll play baccarat because the house edge is 1.2, right? They'll play craps with odds everywhere because it lowers the house edge, right? The mathlete has, how do I say this, resigned themselves to the fact that the casino is going to win. And they've kind of gone, it is what it is. Maybe today's my day. And that's how the mathlete looks at it. They know that over time, they're playing a long game. They're playing 10,000 rolls in their mind. The mathlete is playing 50,000 spins. The mathlete is playing 1,000,000 hands in their mind. And they know that today they might lose 1,000, tomorrow they might win 1,200. They're going to be in these big swings, right? They're okay with that because in the end, they know that they're going to lose 1% in the end. They're okay with that, okay? In the short term, a mathlete can have discipline though and pop out of a win. So that's going to be the one difference between the mathlete that you would consider and the way that I view them, which is they can play a short game as well in these moments. But the mathlete, again, is trying to reduce the house edge by playing games that are conducive to lowering the house edge. In craps, that means a molly or a dolly, and that's all that it means. The mathematical driven player will only ever play that. You watched Jack Ace the other day do a video on the best way to play craps. D-Gen's done the same thing. Shackelford's talked about it. The only way to play craps, if you're a mathlete, is the molly or the dolly with max odds. We'll talk about that when I go to my craps table in a little bit. If you're playing blackjack, the only way to play it is as a card counter, an extreme card counter with very disciplined bet leveling. That's the only way to do it. A card counter can flip the edge in their favor. Their bet levels can give them an edge, an actual edge over the house for the time that they're allowed to keep playing, okay? The baccarat player is playing banker all the time. The banker has a lower house edge than the player. The baccarat math guy is only playing bank. Every hand, shit runner go blind. 50 players in a row, they're playing bank. Okay, tomorrow we'll talk about a different kind of player, not tomorrow, Monday, a different kind of player who plays baccarat a little bit differently, right? Who plays it different. The math player will play baccarat banker only, and they may just do a very simple bet progression and nothing else, okay? There's no counting cards in baccarat, so they can't do a bet level thing. They may do a little increment, but that's it. That's the way the math guys look at things. Lowest house edge, done. If a mathlete's playing poker, look out, right? There's two players in poker that worry you. One is the math guy that knows everything, has every single combination of cards memorized. I see a jack and a 5 in my hand, and we see the 2, 4, and a 9 of different suits. They know everything. They know the probabilities of every possible outcome for all of you, based on what they see and what they have, right? Those people are gonna bet, push, call, rate, whatever, based on pure calculations. There's no thought process to it. It's interesting because that way of playing informs the feel player, right? If you've got that, plus you can read somebody, run for the hills, right? But that's the math guy in poker. The math guy in poker has it all memorized. They know every single possibility. Be careful of them, right? And if you're that guy, again, you're playing a very mechanical game. For the most part, the math player is playing mechanically. Banker, 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 banker. In poker, it's This, no, I'm not betting. It's this, no, I'm not betting. It's this, I'm betting. Right? There's not a lot of thought put into it. Again, the mathlete to me is not thinking in the moment. They're just calculating in their head, and that's it. So there's a mechanicalness to it, but there's also a deep sense of knowledge behind that. I think it's important to realize that it's not a bad way to do it because it does lower the house edge. When you play this way, the house edge is lowered for the most part for you. And we have to realize that these players are right. In craps, although you're at the casino for an hour and you're only seeing 63 rolls, across your whole life, you're seeing thousands and thousands of rolls, and all those rolls and all those bets, all of that stuff matters in the long run. You just don't see it that way. But if you add it up every time for the last 3 years you bought in for $500 and what happened to you, that's the game you're playing. It's not that 45 minutes that you're there. The mathlete realizes that. The regular player, like all of us, we know that intrinsically, but we don't think about it. We're just here for the moment. And there's a big difference there, the in the moment versus the long play. So anyway, that's what mathletes to me kind of look like. Let's go to my table. I'm gonna show you some craps things here that sort of highlight some of this. And let's get to it. All right, here we go. Let's play a mathlete way. And you're gonna need bankroll for this. I'm gonna explain all of this to you here in a second. Let's get over here. I'll put my losing stack from this morning out. I'm gonna put $2,500 in this rack because we're gonna need all of it to make this happen. We're gonna play a molly and we're gonna play a dolly today. I'm gonna show you why this works. Okay, here we go. We'll do quarter-sized bets, okay? We'll start with a pass line. We're gonna do a 3-point molly today to start with. Now, here's the way that the house edge kind of works. It's based on the winnability of the bet, probability speaking. So here in this position, okay, this right here, folks, best bet in the casino, right there. That is the best bet ever you can place in a casino. And I'm gonna say that out loud so everybody hears it. All my math friends can hear me agree with them. Greatest bet of all time. Why is it the greatest bet of all time? Well, this is gonna pay you even money if it wins when the puck is off, right here. A 7 or an 11 wins on the pass line. That's 6 ways to win on a 7. That's 8 ways to win on the 11. Okay, so here it is. I'll put them out here. We'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to win on the 7, plus 2 ways to win on the 11, versus you can lose on the 2, the 12, or the 3. 4 ways to lose, 6 ways to win, or 8 ways to win. Do the math, folks. That's 2 to 1. You're 2 to 1 favorite to win. That's literally Michigan playing Appalachian State. Okay? They can play Appalachian State 600 times and lose once. This is actually a little bit worse odds than that, right? But you're such a dominant force right here. For one roll, you're a dominant force. In fact, you've got 8 ways to win. You got 3 ways to lose. That's 4 ways. That's 12 combinations out of 36. The other combinations just don't matter. The other 24 things don't matter to you. They're non-events. So really, there's only a small handful of things that can go wrong or good. When you're a 2 to 1 favorite and you're getting paid even money, get that. Go find a casino that'll pay you even money. When you bet Michigan against Appalachian State, you'll never find it. That's going to be like a whatever. You're going to put up 10 times to win 1 normally. That's a great bet. Okay. However, once you're here, that bet's not so good because you're paying even money when you're the dog. You went from being a 2 to 1 favorite for 1 roll to now being a 3 to 2 underdog or a 2 to 3 underdog here, still getting paid even money. Now you're betting Appalachian State against Michigan and getting even money for the win, which sucks. This is an awful bet. Once the number is established for you, the bet sucks. But overall, that 2 to 1 advantage on the first roll combined with the little bit of an underdog status you have here And again, you're 3-2 or 2-3 underdog here. You're a 1-2 underdog here, and you're a 5-6 underdog here. That's less of a dog than you were the chief on the come out roll. The combination of those two make that bet about a 1.4 house edge, which is great. 1.4% house edge here is fantastic compared to just placing the 5, where you're at almost a 5% house edge on this bet here. Okay, and the house edge is just defined by how much they're taken off the top of these bets when you get paid. Okay, $30 5 is a better example, right? $30 5 should pay 45 bucks, right? There's two $15 units here. You should get paid three $15 units, 45 bucks. What do you actually get paid? $42. They're sucking you for $3 on that bet. That's what the house edge looks like on a place bet. That same $30 behind the line pays you 45 bucks. So these odds back here pay true. What you should get paid is paid back there. It kind of makes up for this right here. So the math guy says, I know that, right? So what I'm going to do all the time is maximize my odds, because these odds are paid true. Over the course of a billion rolls, this bet is 0. Right? There's no advantage to you or the casino for just the odds bet. And the way that works out is this. On a point of 5, what'll happen is this. I'll put the odds right here. You're going to lose this 6 times. You're going to lose $30 6 times because the 7's going to come 6 times. So 30 times 6, I think, is 180, right? 175, 180, right? You're going to win down here, though, 4 times. 4 times 45 is, somebody tell me in the chat, it's also 180. You're going to win 180 the 4 times you're supposed to. You're going to lose 180 the 6 times you're supposed to. This becomes a zero-sum game. That's the reason why, by the way, you get no comps for the odds, because the odds are paid true. There's no advantage to the house or to you. It's like the bet is invisible. This is the bet that carries the edge. So to maximize or minimize that, you have to maximize your odds. That's what a Molly does. On the Dolly, laying max odds does the exact same thing. Let's play this out. Let's actually go. I got 2,500 bucks. Let's roll out a little bit here. I got some time. Let's. I'm zoomed in, so trust the dice. As I say, we're on the pass line. We'll play a few hands of this. There's a 4-3-7 on our come out, which is great, right? We're just gonna play it straight up. Again, you just got paid even money when you were a 2-1 favorite. It's amazing. There's a quarter. There's a 6, a 5-1, 6. The point goes to a 6. What you're going to do here on the 6 is take the max odds they'll let you. On a 3, 4, 5 table, that's 125. At my casino, 10x is 2. I can take 250 back here. 10 times the flat I can take in odds. 250. That's what you should do, right? If you have the predilection to play a math-based way, lower the house edge as much as you can, you do this. Because this bet right here, the house edge on that bet right there now is about 0.4%. It's less than 0.5%. That's the reason why the math guys will only ever do this. Max odds here, and we're coming through with another bet once we're set, okay? There's an 11-yo, and again, you're a 2-1 favorite, you just got paid. You brought back 50 bucks already, right? Again, realizing how powerful that bet is. That thing wins, I'm telling you what, when you look at there's a 6, 4, 2, 6. The advantage here in the come on these things is an amazing advantage. When I run come bets versus place bets, it wins always more. I know you don't believe me, but it wins more because of what you just saw. Okay, that goes to the 6. The come bet travels, the puck is off because the point got hit. We get paid 1-1 on the flat bet when you were the underdog, which sucks. But because we have all the odds back there, right, that pays $300. Straight up. $250 for $300 in the back. And let's put our bankroll back together again. Here we are. We're at original bankroll with $325 in profit and 2 bets sitting here. I could pull this down and go bye-bye. Math guy won the short game, or math guy stays in the game and does the exact same thing. We'll take all of our profit. We'll go to 250 on the odds there. We'll come out again. Odds are off. 4, 3, 1, 4. And again, math guy doesn't care that it's a 4 because math guy knows you're going to lose the 250 back here 6 times, but you're going to win 500 3 times. It's a wash. In the long run, it's a wash. Now we've got a 6 and a 4. One more bet coming. There's the 6, a 5, 1, 6. How beautiful is that? That's going to come down. This is going to travel up. We're going to get paid again 300 for the odds, 25 on the flat. 250 goes right back up in odds. Next come bet's in, 300 bucks to the rack. Now we have our full bankroll in the rack, 2,500. I got the massive bet out here on the 6. I got a massive bet out there on the 4. And I got another bet coming. I'm locking up 125, right? Happened to be, where was this roll, by the way, during the daily paycheck, right? Look at the potential wins we've got. I could pull all this down. I got 250 here and 250 here. That's 500 bucks in odds that I can take right back to my rack and add it right here and walk out of here with 600 bucks, right? If you're playing the short game, even as a math guy, the short game can be your thing and say, hey, win is a win, I'm gonna run. Or let it keep rolling, right? There's a 5. I'll finish this shooter out. No matter what happens, we're gonna win, right? We roll a 7 here, we're gonna be still up 1 1/4, but we're going for a home run. The folks that say the math guys never hit home runs are, oh, sorry, it goes to the 9, are not being truthful. There's 250. That's actually got to be 240. I guess, can I do that, 250? I really can't. We got to go 240, I guess, right? We'll do 240. Can't quite get it right. It's got to be even odds. Here we go. Now we're set. 3 awesome bets. There's an 8. Now we could actually lose. We could lose all of it and be in a bad way. There's a 5. But yeah, math guys can hit home runs too. When these bets, if these bets start paying off, math guy hits big home run, right? It's possible. It's not always grindy. I think that's a misnomer that runs around, that these guys that are playing this way are super cautious. To me, this is a very aggressive way to play. It is house edge based. There's like my house edge here across these bets is like I said, 0.4%. And I got a lot of money out there. You need a huge bankroll to play this way. And again, I'm going now from being up 600 to being potentially down 200 because of the aggressiveness of the betting that I'm doing. So think about that, right? As you're playing the pure math, again, not thinking at all. I'm literally just putting bets out there, one after the other. There's my 6, that pays, that's fantastic. All right, that's gonna come down. Gets paid 25 flat. It gets paid 300 on the odds, okay? The come bet travels up. The odds go right back to it. 300 bucks to the rack. And the next come bet is on the way out. Actually, we're set. We don't have to do another come bet. We have our 3. Let these bets resolve, right? Come on. 4, look at us. Hitting the freaking point, baby. There's 25 flat, and there's gonna be 500 for the 250 in odds, right? Yahoo, look at our rack. 500, 6, 7, 800, and whatever all that mess is profit. That's all, this is our starting. We can't lose here. No matter what happens now, we're taking back 500 bucks. I'm willing as a math guy to burn what's there to get the next pass line bet going. Aces, we will lose, we will go back. There's a 6. The odds come back because they're off. Flat bet comes. Normally I work my odds on the come out. That's just me. 250 in odds on the 6. And we're coming through again. 8. Boy, oh boy, we're going to have odds everywhere, aren't we? Comeback goes to the 8. 250 in odds. That will be our last bet, I think. I'm going to go ahead and lock up. Nah, we'll play out the what's up there. Here we go. Give me something good. Heart 4. Nothing. There's our 7. Okay, we're going to lose it all. We're going to burn a lot, right? This is why I say the math way of playing is not necessarily a safe way of playing. I know folks think that these guys are super safe. Look what was out here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 600, 700, 815 bucks on the felt when that 7 happened, okay? That's an aggressive move. Comebacks with 10x max odds is an aggressive play. It needs massive bankroll to work, but it's also purely based in math. It's purely based in lowering the house edge. Very easily could have gone down $1,000 quick. If I didn't hit that 6 a couple of times in there, and that 7 came earlier, all those bets come down before I get to the point where I have 500, 600, 735 bucks in profit. Not bad, right? Short game. That guy could easily throw that much money back. Now let's do the other side of it. And craps, the other side of this is the don't come player. Let's go ahead, or don't pass. There's some greens, same thing. Except for here, in this position, this is the worst bet in the house, okay? Here, you've got, in red, two ways to lose on the 11, 6 ways to lose, that's 8 ways to lose between the 6 and the 11. You only win on the 2 or the 3. The 12 is a tie. Now you're an 8-3 underdog getting paid even money. This, again, betting on Appalachian State versus Michigan and getting even money. That bet sucks, right? One of the worst bets in the house right here in front of you. That's terrible, right? But if you can survive those 8 ways to lose and the 24 ways that don't matter, you're going to be, again, on the flip side of the conversation. Let's get a point. I'll show you what I mean. Of course, we roll a 7 and we lose it. That's going to happen. It's going to happen down here. You have to kind of, if you're playing the dark side, you're going to have to sort of eat that. There's an 8, 5, 3, 8. Now, even though the 8 is an easy number to roll, you are still the favorite. 6 ways to win, 5 ways to lose. You're the favorite. This might be Michigan playing Michigan State, as much as it hurts my soul to say that, or Michigan playing Washington, where you're a slight favorite. You're still the favorite, and you're getting paid even money on the win. What we want to do here as a dark side player, again, is maximize the odds. Go max that you can, because the 7 is still the strongest bet. We're going to have another DC bet coming. And again, I can win up to 10 times that bet. Okay, so on a 10x table, a little bit of math here, right? I can probably, if I laid 300, I'd win 250, right? 300 to win 250 on a 6 or 8. That works just fine. That it's 10x that bet. Let this one come out here. Now, a 7 comes out now. This bet would lose, but that bet would win. Those become a cancellation. These become the free bet, right? The free odds play lives there. And again, math guy, right? Not being cautious. Math guy going, look at that. We got 350 out there in the felt right now, right? That's a huge risk. Huge risk. 4, 1, 5. That's going to go over here to the 5 behind it. And again, now you're the 3-2 favorite getting paid even money, right? You go from being the underdog to being the big time favorite up here. And again, to win about 25 bucks, right? Or to win 250 up here, your odds, if you put 300 in odds, it would win 200. That's close enough to me. Lay 300 up here to win 200. That's fine. You could lay 375 to win 2.25, which is about that. If you want to be really exact with it, that's the way to go. 375 to win 225, which is essentially what that, or 250, which is what that would be. One more DC bet. And again, huge advantage on the 7, big risk for here. This bet sucks for a minute, but again, those odds, there's our 7. Those odds will always come back and pay true when it's all done. This bet goes bye-bye. Who cares? You win on the flat. You're going to win 250 up here on the odds. You win your flat down here. And again, 250 in your odds there. And guess what? The aggressive don't player just walked out of here. Watch this. Let's color him up really quick. There's $200 in greens. If I put his rack back together again, a lot of money out of that rack, by the way. There is his 2,500 starting bankroll. 1, 2, 3, 400, 75, $500 in profit. We did get picked on the one thing, right? Boom, just like that. Max odds, super math way to play. Again, those bets down there were less than 0.5% house edge. It takes big time bankroll and big time guts to play that way. It's a very aggressive way to play, but it's pure math, okay? Skills question earlier, is this guy a thinking player? No. They're a knowledgeable player, right? They aren't trying to play Battleship or play chess out here. They're just saying the lowest house edge bet is that. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna max the odds, let the dice figure it out for me, okay? I've said this before, as aggressive as it is, as adrenaline rushing as that is, I find this way of playing personally a little bit boring. Not gonna lie, a tiny bit boring, and a tiny bit like you're throwing your hands up and saying, well, I don't wanna think anymore, right? I don't wanna try and outsmart the game. I don't wanna have any say in the matter. I'm just gonna throw bets out there and let the dice put them where they go, and then I'll drop more money on it and hope that the dice keep playing with me. Today we hit perfect rhythm twice, right? The Molly player won bank until that final 7 came. The Dolly player won bank on the first 7, right? Both players made money by being aggressive, by having big bankroll that matched the aggressive level, and by playing only math-based bets, only bets that make sense from a mathematical standpoint. So that's a good look, I think, at how the math guy approaches the game of craps. You can say that that's boring, and I did run that 3-point Molly strategy for a full month as a daily paycheck strategy, and I hated it. I didn't like having my choices taken from me. I didn't enjoy having all that money out there all the time. I felt like I was really exposed most of the time. When it won like that. Come out of the gate, boom, 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 get my bets winning, and I'm home, right? When it lost like that, right? When it lost, it's like pass max odds, come max odds, come max odds, 7. And you lose $800 out of the starting gate, right? Painful way to play on both sides, right? It's to me, it's an all or nothing way to play, which again, I don't think most people put math focused players in an all or nothing category, but that's actually what they're doing here. And I think the same thing happens in card counting on blackjack, right? When you're in that move, right? Boom, it's all or nothing, right? You're going to maximize your bets while the shoe is thick for you, right? While the count is thick, you're maximizing your bet spread. Taking a huge swing. It's not like you're taking small swings. These guys are taking big swings in all those games. And I think that, to me, is the hallmark of a math player. They're literally trying to hit home runs when the timing is proper, which, again, opposite of probably what you thought about them. So mass respect to the guys who are willing to put that kind of paper out there and make it happen. Again, personally, not for me. When I look at myself in the mirror and say, which kind of player am I? I'm not circling the math guy box. Although I love the math of the game, I like to calculate things out. I'm definitely not in that camp where the house edge matters so much that I'm willing to rail dump to get the lowest house edge. Hope that makes some sense. So, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave us a comment here in the comment section for the video, but really better still, join us on Discord. Go to casinogaming.tv and hit the community link in the menu there and join our Discord. That's where me, other YouTubers, and all of our subscribers hang out. We sit there and talk strategy and just BS kind of all day long. It's a great way to get connected and stay connected and kind of interact with the team, learn about meetups and get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. So with all that said, again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one.